Hello, happy Thursday, and a very happy Pocky Day. I am, as always, the most powerful wizard of all time, Ryusei Shining Heart. How you guys doing? Anybody get some Pocky today? Maybe play a little bit of the Pocky game. Doing well, no Pocky. Sorry, it just hit me how tired I am. But I'll be okay. Pocky in a billion years. Man, it good. I don't keep a regular supply, but I try to have it as often as I can. Yeah, seriously. Magical research is serious stuff, and it takes a lot out of you. Books don't always want to give up their secrets. Sometimes they fight back. Sometimes you cast a spell and something explodes. Or you end up trapped in a void between dimensions. But anyway, I completely forgot it was Pocky Day today. If I'd remembered, I would have gone out and, you know, acquired Pocky somehow, and then we could share it, and then we could play the Pocky game. But I hecked up. I wasn't on Twitter at all today. Say Pokey, you did. It's okay. It's been that kind of day. I'm definitely little frazzled, a little tired. But that's okay, because I have Super Robot Wars to play. And hopefully we'll unlock some good units and you know, some favorites maybe. I don't know. I actually don't have anything. I actually don't have anything to talk about. It's been that kind of day, buried in my books doing nothing but that. But that's okay. Sometimes you just have one of those days. The feeling, yeah. But that's fine. There's stuff happening still tomorrow night and Saturday. So he tweeted about it this afternoon. But it's worth mentioning here. Linium! Hey, what's going on, bud? Don't you have... Wait, aren't you? Are you not doing a thing tonight? I thought I saw that you were, unless my perception of time is completely askew. And, oh, okay, alright. I will keep that in mind. But, yeah, Honovi tweeted about it. I'm collabing with him tomorrow. It's another Maka Fam collab for me, but it's his first. We'll be playing Halo 2 co-op, which I've not touched in a long time. Holy crap, I don't remember when I last played Halo 2. I had to pop in and support my bro. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Every lurker, every little view helps. It really is. Halo 2 multiplayer is a blast, and we're doing some co-op. I don't know which of us is gonna end up being the Arbiter, because I think that's a thing. But I picked up the Master Chief Collection today, so I will probably install that later tonight before I go to bed. Get that on the old Magic Mirror, and then we'll do that tomorrow night, and hopefully I will be less absolutely exhausted for it. Yeah, take on the Flood, finish the fight! No, wait, that was Halo 3. Halo 2 is the one that had the weird cliffhanger-y ending that... I don't know, I was upset when I first beat it. I was like, wait, what? I don't get, like, a conclusion to this? I gotta wait for Halo 3? It was so crap! And, like, that big, like, plant thing? What was that about? I don't even remember. I didn't even play Halo 3. I didn't have an Xbox 360. I went, that console gen, I picked up a Wii, because Nintendo, and then I picked up a PlayStation 3, later on, after they stopped being $600. What the fuck, Sony? Was it 600? It was something. It was some ridiculous-ass number. I can't even be bothered to remember anymore. But they were expensive. I had to get a used one. Ugh. Sorry, take a sippy there. Ugh, God. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was 600. I was not misremembering that. It was worth it, though. To get that? I mean, getting a used one was great, because I, finally got to play Metal Gear Solid 4. I missed that game. Also, Maho, hello! Thanks for swinging on in. Yeah, because it was a game system and a Blu-ray player, and Blu-ray was, like, the big thing. Not all of them were backwards compatible, though. I didn't get one that could play PS2 games. They could all play PS1, which was great. Yeah. I need to get mine fixed. The CD drive in it broke, and it no longer reads discs. They just kind of go in and they just kind of go ka-chunk, ka-chunk, and then spit back out. So I gotta get that taken care of. Which sucks, because I would really, really like to play Metal Gear Solid 4 again. And Dengeki Bunko Climax Fighters, and 3D Dot Game Heroes, and a bunch of other stuff that I can't actually play on stream because of the output that it uses. Some kind of weird copy protection thing, which sucks. Unless I do some major workarounds with a bunch of stuff to get that working. The first ones were pulled backwards. There were a couple. It was one of the higher end models. The lower end ones were PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3. And if you got, it was like an 80 gig or like 120 gig or something like that, you got PS2 backwards compatibility. It was really stupid. It was like, none of it made sense. Because I think there was one where, like, you could get it 80 gig and PS2 backwards compatible, but if you bought 120 gig, then you didn't get the compatibility. It was a mess. That whole generation was one big kerfuffle. Between PlayStation's hit-or-miss compatibility, Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death, and Nintendo Wii, becoming host to all manner of controller-waggling shovelware. I think that was the actual, like, console war generation. Like, before it was like, I like mine better, and like, I like playful nudging, but like PS3, Wii, 360, like, that shit exploded. Yeah, sacrifice the storage for the backwards compatibility. And, PlayStation 3 didn't have games for a long time, because the cell processor was so hard to figure out. People were like, well, what does it do? And Sony was like, it's a cell processor. They're like, great. how do we program games for it? And Sony just kind of shrugged and went, I don't know, fucking figure it out. My favorite meme. I rode through the desert on a PS3 with no games. PS3 is single because it has no game. True. Gosh. Yeah, this generation was an absolute mess. A friend of mine who worked at GameStop told me, because, you know, the console war was very, like, people were super hardcore about their console of choice. Some guy came into his GameStop and was like, you know, asked him, like, hey, like, you know, it's like, what console do you have? He's like, oh, well, I like the PlayStation 3. He's like, man, I don't know no gay station because it ain't got no Halo. My friend stared at him like, yeah, okay. You buying something? The guy was like, yeah, I need a new power source for my Xbox 360 because the last one lit itself on fire and did property damage to both my carpet and my entertainment center. Really? Like... Better get with that PlayStation to get closer to God, homie, right? Yeah. Dude was like trashing, like, you know, on PlayStation, like, okay. And my friend was like, okay, so let me get this straight. Your power supply for your Xbox 360 overheated and lit itself on fire. And could have potentially burned your house down. You're in here buying another one. He's like, yeah. He was like, okay. How many times have you sent your Xbox 360 back to Microsoft? He was like, twice. I actually have a second one that I rotate in and out when I have to swap them and send them back to Microsoft for repairs because of the red ring problem. It is absolutely the dumbest thing. Product loyalty is so stupid. Like, I get it that, like, you bought this system, you spent a ton of money, it has a game that you really want to play, and that game does not come out on any other console. I understand that. But at some point, you need to look at the fact that you are sending back, like, $400 worth of equipment. You have another $400 sitting around your house, and you're fine with this. Paying like $150 every time you gotta send it in, because those have to be outside of warranty by this point. Like, dude. Yeah, absolutely. It's like you... It's like if you need help getting away from your relationship with the Microsoft Xbox 360, like, just blink twice and like, we will call somebody. Oh, jeez. Can't believe that. Cannot believe. And this wasn't like some kid either, apparently. This is like a grown adult. Grown-ass man. Like, works a full-time job. Because he came in uniform. I don't remember what he said he was wearing, but he was like had a uniform on, so he has a job. Got alert go off on his robots. Thanks, dude. Have a good stream. We might swing it, maybe. Also, hello, Jen. Yeah, that is incredibly close-minded. Like somebody is trying to tell you, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't, like, spend your money in that manner. Maybe there are better options. Maybe you don't need to, like... come into a place of business and use the words gay station to talk about a gaming console that you don't like. What is your problem? Yeah, I suppose using the gamer word doesn't really hit the same if it's not in Halo. It is probably a different, hits different when it's Call of Duty, though. Because that's a thing. I want a gay station. It's just a PlayStation 3, but it's like covered in rainbow stickers. Perfect. Honestly, if you ask that dude, probably. Playing it will increase your gayness. Okay, I'm rambling. I am super tired, so let me get some Robot Wars started up, because I need to be hype. I need to be hype and energetic and excited. So let me do that. Where the heck did I put Super Robot Tyson? Super Robot Wars. I'm more offended by stupid people since I got problems with people and I'm afraid of getting older than my marbles. Yeah, like, honestly, same. If... I mean, that's one of my big fears, is being an old man who refuses to listen and learn anything. Alright. Where did my game go? There it is! Turn that down a little bit. I think that's a little loud, but we'll see. Okay. Click back in the window. There we go. Okay. Also watching Double Zeta. Man, I wish Double Zeta was in this, but it's not. Alright, let me make sure that I changed a sound setting. That is not where I want to be. Excuse me. I had to, very hurriedly eat dinner before stream started, so... PGM. I think I fixed this last time. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Bean has its proper BGM. Alright, Oh, attaining over 30,000 CP on one unit causes a Dreistrager to produce something new. Oh. Unbelievable. One of our units has exceeded 30,000 CP. When a machine and its pilot become one, the possibilities that open up are infinite. Got that right. I'm in charge of pilot development, and let me tell you, this kind of thing astounds me. Blows me away as chief mechanic, too. To celebrate the occasion, the Dreistrager has prepared a pilot development skill program for us. Oh, nice! We can use this to power up even more. That's what I call a license to skill. I'm throwing him out of the airlock as soon as this cutscene is over. That pun was bad and he should feel bad. We're counting on you two. Remember, a unit CP increases when both machine and pilot get stronger. Dash! Total 3,000 PP. Ah, we've exceeded 3,000 total PP. A representation of squad-wide combat data that we can use to create pilot training programs, and a perfect opportunity to show off my skills as the one in charge of pilot development. With this much at my disposal, there's no end to the programs I can create. There's no pilot I can't train. No obstacle I can't overcome. You're looking pretty intense there, Chief. Yeah, and? I'm a drill sergeant, not a therapist. I respect the kindness skill out of my build years ago. Holy shit, did she really just... Did she really just make that joke? Personally, I'd say you're less drill sergeant, more mad scientist. In any case, it sounds like the Drystragers designed some new parts for us to celebrate. Go ahead and contact the tech team to get them assembled. Roger that. While I'm at it, I'll train up some pilots to use them too. A dynamometer. When she gave me some training. Mavy's the best. I like her a lot. She's really good. Okay, what was I gonna do? Maybe not with those puns. I mean, she's not the one that made the pun, so by all means, go crazy. Okay, so that continues the Galgaigo storyline. That's gonna be Mazinger. Beyond the main computer's waypoint lies a city of kaiju and unanswered questions. No. Come back here. But I also kind of want to do this one. Because I think I know who this is, and I'm very happy for this. I'm very excited to see this in this game. Pacific Coast. Okay, hang on. Let's move to the North America region. Let me see what this is, because this might tell me... No? Area move? Santiago. Get her. Where the hell? Hello? Pacific Coast. Kaiju appear in the fog. Wait. The stars next to the mission? I think it's just the their recommended missions that progress the story. There was something about this, but I don't remember what the hell this was. And part of me kind of wants to do this. Let's go. Let's see who it is. We've reached our destination! This is where the main computer told us the Far East's most critical strategic point would be. What are we supposed to be looking for? The Rock Highlands reporting they're not picking anything up either. Did Commodore Fike say anything else about this operation? I sent a query, but we received no response. Given that, I think we should assume this doesn't come from the Commodore's intel. Ma'am, could this be false info? An enemy trap? I considered that, but what purpose would there be in sending us out here? Plus, we'd have to then assume that they'd hacked into the Drystragers' main systems, and at that point... So you've brought us here to see whether or not it's a trap. Well, that's one reason. Captain? Well, I can't explain it rationally, but I just have a hunch that coming to these coordinates is a good idea. I think I understand what the captain means. You say so. What's that noise? Captain, ship systems aren't responding to our commands. So it was an enemy trap. The Dreistrager's not answering her helm. What's going on, Commander Mitsuba? What's your status? We've lost control of the Dreistrager. Cause unknown. What? What the hell is going on? What's happening to us? I know what's happening. Oh, I hella know what's happening. Hakai suru. Or I guess I'll just be Hakai. Yes! Yes! I knew it! That's my boy! It's Gridman time! Oh, you're finally awake. Morning. You were out for half an hour. Are you feeling okay? Nothing hurts, at least. You just fainted out of nowhere. You gave me a shock. Do you need to wash your face? There's a restroom down that way. Okay, thanks. Yuta. Yuta? Is that my name? Huh? Yuta. Someone's calling for me. Hey, wait, that's the shop! Yeah, it's Gridman! Yes, I know, I have multiple boys. Shut up, I love this game. I love Gridman. This is gonna be so good! I'm Gridman, the Hyper Agent. Gridman? You have to remember who you are. Who I am? Hey, what are you doing with that computer? It's not... Gridman called me from inside that thing. Gridman? The computer? It's not even on. Only I can see it. Am I hallucinating or something? You're being weird, Hibiki. Gridman says I have to remember who I am. What, like your name? I don't think so. I don't get it then. Where are we anyway? It's a shop. Our shop. My mom and I run it. It's called Aya, and it's cafe/junk shop. So, who... I said it's ours. Yeah, that's what I mean. Who are... What do you mean, who? Who are you? You're messing with me, right? No, I'm being totally sincere right now. I can't remember anything. Tell me you're messing with me. Honest, I don't know a thing. What, like you've got amnesia? That's it. That's the word. Tell me you're messing with me. Would you guys keep it down in here? Mom? Rika, maybe you should take him to the hospital. Me? Why do I have to? He's in your class, isn't he? Oh, come on! If he can't remember anything, he might have a concussion or something. Something up? Sorry, those hallucinations or whatever won't stop bothering me. Remember who you are. Sutsujidai. At least you're not hurt. And they said your memories will probably just come back eventually. That's good, right? What is it? Kaiju! Giant kaiju! Way back there! They're humongous! Huh? Where? Back there! On the horizon! I'm so done with this. Hey, wait. If you don't remember anything, you don't remember anything that happened today either? Sorry. You realize if you're faking amnesia, you're a total sleazebag. What happened today? Why was I asleep in a girl's house? I'm not just some girl. I'm Rika Takarada. You collapsed in front of our house and wouldn't wake up. Do we know each other? Like, are we friends? Sorry to disappoint you, but this is the most we've ever talked since the start of the school year. Oh. Let me see your phone. You should have your friends in here, right? Call one, ask them for help. Yeah, thanks. I sent a text Utsumi's way. He'll take care of you. Well, see you around. Yeah, thanks for everything. Bye. Man, do I really have to go through the entire first episode of Gridman to actually get to play him? So this is my school. Sleeping didn't help with recovering your memories, huh? All I figured out from my place is that my parents are away on business, because of course they are! Every anime protagonist lives in an apartment that's incredibly nice, doesn't have to work full-time, or has a part-time job, and has parents who are out of the country or away on business, or just work a lot so they're never home. You know, I do feel a little hurt that you don't even remember me. Sorry. Well, we've only been friends since April, so no big loss if we have to start our friendship over. Thanks. Oh. Yeah? What kind of person am I? Ooh, that's a hell of a question to drop on a guy. What kind of person... I guess normal? You're not a bad egg or anything as far as I know. Oh, one more thing. Have you ever heard of Gridman? Gridman? Nope. That a meme or something? I'm not sure. Let's get you settled in class. Maybe seeing the other kids will knock something loose. So you've had the whole morning. Anything come up? Zilch. Oh boy. Well, want to eat lunch outside? I, don't have lunch. You forgot to bring it? Just being at school's been a lot to take in. Here you go. Sup, girl? The best girl, actually. Here you go. Huh? What, you're just gonna skip lunch and grin and bear it? Oh, 100%. I'm Akane Shinjo. I gotta say, this amnesia bit's giving you a real mysterious transfer student vibe. I'm not doing a bit, though. I can't remember a thing. Anyway, you can have the special dog. I have another one. Thanks. No prob. Oh! That... volleyball. Sorry, it just slipped. So much for the special dog. I'm so sorry. Tonkawa, take your ball outside if you're gonna throw it around. I swear I'll never do it again. I mean, hey, it's just a little flattened. It's still good. Oh, how about that? Yeah, I gotta go through the whole first episode. Oh my gosh. Well, today was a lot. This is a lot of text! Yeah, but that Shinjo girl was nice. Nice? Dude, she's just taking pity on you. Let's not jump to conclusions. It's a pretty natural conclusion. This is Akane Shinjo we're talking about. She might as well have been created to be the perfect girl. She's brilliant, beautiful, and basically the entire class is in love with her. And that includes you, Utsumi? Well... not exactly. She's kind of unapproachable, you know? Like, love isn't even enough to describe it. But that's not important now. You gotta show me this Gridman guy. I guess. And now you've dragged Utsumi along with you. Sorry. Yuta, is that Gridman? He's in this computer. Whoa, I can't believe computers used to be this big. It's basically a pile of old parts. You look up junk in the dictionary and it pretty much looks like this. I'm Gridman, the hyper agent. Yeah, you said that yesterday. Yuta, hurry. A grave danger approaches this world. What danger? Who are you talking to? What, you can't see him either? I don't see anything. Oh. But, Gridman, you have to tell me, what is this danger? Yep, he's broken. He's something, alright. Oh! What now? I can't really explain it, but something's not right. Just now? Something's been not right with you all day. No, not that. I can hear the kaiju. Maybe we should take him to the hospital again. Whoa, what was that? It came from outside. What in... It's an actual kaiju! Is that the one you were talking about earlier? I'm not sure. Whoa! Ah! What? What was that? Oh no. It's attacking the town. Oh crap, that explosion was out by the school. What is this? Tsutsujita's always been peaceful. We've never even had a kaiju attack. Sorry, Ki-kaiju attack. Yuta? Hibiki? Gridman's calling me. In front of Junk. Gridman, you called me, right? I did. You and I must now awaken. Awaken? How? I'll explain later. But I need to... Ah! Yuta! What just happened? I think Junk just ate Yuta. These old computers are ridiculous. Hang on, there's something on the monitor. Are you that Gridman Yuta was talking about? Meo-sama Sepulchra Sakai Nani Kano. The theme! Ah! Now there's a giant! I can't see it very well from here, but that's gotta be Gridman. I have to stop it. I have to stop that kaiju. Hibiki? Yuta's voice is coming out of Junk. I have to stop it. I have to. Yuta's fighting in the form of Gridman. He's protecting the town from the kaiju. I have to stop it. I have to stop that kaiju. I have to. Gridman has to. Alright, let's go. What is this kaiju? Why did it attack? I can wonder about this later. Right now, I have to stop that kaiju. Oh my god, it's so good! God, it even moves like it would in a... Ah! Damn it. I'm too heavy. Yuno! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome, raiders! I am the most powerful wizard of all time, Ryusei Shining Heart. Come to your chambers from Kingdom Yuno. Ah, a friendly nation. They're welcome here. Thank you so much. Let me alt tab out and give you a shout out. Luffy, thank you for the follow. Thank you for becoming a magical friend. Oh no, the cursed food stream! Oh.
You got a cup of mustard.
Oh no, mustard and watermelon. Oh, how terrible.
That's not bad at all, actually. You know what?
Not a bad clip, but still. But yeah, thank you. I I did not realize that you were playing the anniversary edition of Skyrim when I swung in. So, how the heck was that? Crimes were committed that day and laws were violated. Oh man. You mean like Gloop Queen's food stream last night? Right? I've never seen that happen. I have never seen... Like, that has to be an anniversary edition thing. Like, that broke my heart. It's actually crying. No, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. Lydia went out like a champ. She, died doing what she loved, protecting you. Eat paper towels nearby. God, what? Man. Even 10 years later, Skyrim is such a good game. Oh, okay. This is gonna get really good. If anyone in chat has never seen SSSS Gridman, this is gonna get nuts. That's the best you're gonna get out of me tonight. Gridman took damage and Junk started going haywire. What if Gridman and Junk are connected somehow? Does this mean Hibiki's in trouble? If this was the Ultra series, and technically it is, the kaiju would have a weak point. That's it, the weak point! What is it? I saw a gap in the Kikaiju's neck. That's where he has to attack. Then we have to tell Hibiki. Well, sure, but how? The school's on fire! Our school! Hibiki! We can hear him, but he can't hear us. Can we send him a message somehow? Maybe if we use the keyboard. I'll type. Tell me what to say and I'll relay it to Hibiki. I can hear them. What Rika and Utsumi are saying. Got it. I have to attack the neck. Here I go. I have to do this. Oh. I guess I have to skip my turn? Pass? End phase? Okay. And, I guess... We'll evade. We'll evade that stuff. I can hear Rika and Utsumi talking. I'm not fighting alone. Okay, here I go. I'm going to protect everyone in this city. I don't have an EX action. Spirit. Let's go. Oh, I've got the grid beam? What? Okay, hang on. Is that a ranged attack? It is, but I don't... Okay. I guess... Alright, let's just punch him. Let's go. Start battle, let's do it! He's gonna shoot a fireball again. Dodge it! Dodge it, Gridman! Yes! Ha! Alright. End phase. Since I can't do anything else. Range. Alright. He's probably gonna hit me, but I'm gonna end him. You know, It's so good. Like, one of the things I loved about watching SSSS Gridman is that, first off, it's a sequel to the original show Denko Chojin Gridman, which was brought to the United States and became Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, which is what the SSSS in SSSS Gridman stands for. But in the animation, in the anime, when they fight, like, Gridman and the kaiju he battles all move like they have weight, like they are actually, like, suit actors in, like, Ultraman costumes, and it's so good. It's, like, every hit feels good. Every time he grabs a monster and lifts it up, like, it looks like he's grabbing someone in a rubber monster suit who's attached to strings and just flipping him into buildings. It's such a good series. He did it! That was awesome! He stomped that thing! Look at Junk! Whoa, Yuta, you're alive! You came back! Yeah. That was so cool, Yuta! You fought a kaiju and beat it! It wasn't just me. Yuta, you have to fulfill your purpose. Didn't I just do that? This was only the beginning. Seriously? Hey, the three of us in Gridman won together, right? I guess. You know what we need? A team name. How about the Gridman Alliance? Something like that. Will you slow down? Sorry, but today's been way too much. My head is about to explode. I don't even know how to process this Gridman thing, and I'm worried about my friends. Can you give me some space? Let's go. Hang on. There's something up in the sky. Where are we? We were just holding a steady course through that mist. How did we end up here? We've lost sight of the Rock Hylum. No contact with it anywhere in 10 kilometers. What in the goddamn? Partial system recovery confirmed. Determining location now. Come on, Leon. I need to know where we are. The location appears to be Tsutsujidai, Nerima City, Tokyo, ma'am. You don't sound too sure. Sorry, ma'am. The GPS is unstable, and we're having to extrapolate based on observation and theoretical projections. Let's move to a new position before anything else. A warship appearing over a town will only cause panic. From the looks of it, that town's got bigger things to worry about than us. Leon, any idea what happened? Captain, we've lost systems again. The Dreistrager's beached. What? A mysterious summons. The Dreistrager disabled. This has to be an enemy attack. In this town. What's going on? Meanwhile, in her apartment full of kaiju figurines and trash bags... My, it seems we have some company. Not just one party of guests, but two. Now how do we handle these threats to law and order, What the hell? What's going on here? Didn't the school burn down yesterday? Yeah. But it's standing here like nothing happened at all. Not just the school, but the entire rest of the city. And nobody's said a peep about the big freaking warship at the edge of town. Nerdy Pinku! Hey, welcome! Welcome, welcome. How's your night going? It's like no one even cares that there is just a huge battle across Tsutsujidai. Not bad. Good, good. A little tired, but I'm hanging in there. Playing some Super Robot Wars, trying to get myself hyped. This is just way, way too weird. Let's get to class. I want to see how everyone else is reacting. Kaiju? Yeah, remember? It attacked yesterday and caused tons of damage. Hibiki, did whatever made you amnesiac knock a few screws loose too? Nobody remembers the kaiju or Gridman. It seems like their memories got reset with the rest of the city. You know, Rika, aren't you moving kind of fast? What does that mean? Don't think we haven't noticed. You've been spending a lot of time with Hibiki these last few days. Forget that! Is something different about the classroom? Hey, Tonkawa's desk isn't there anymore. Tonkawa? Who? Who? You know, from the volleyball team. Remember? Yesterday she was playing with her ball and squashed Hibiki's sandwich. You know we don't have a volleyball team. What? It's now time for homeroom. Teacher, I don't think Rika's feeling well. I see. What is going on here? No one remembers anything about yesterday. In fact, it's like yesterday just didn't happen. I would guess they probably can't see all those kaiju in the distance either. I guess I have to ask Gridman. Hibiki? Oh, Shinjo. I heard that funny story you were telling this morning about the kaiju. Are you hiding something? I'm not really... Sorry, I have to go meet Utsumi. There he goes. Gridman, he said. I wonder if that has anything to do with our guest. Ow! Hey, Teach, look up from your phone when you're walking. Jerk. So, what do we do? We'll have to figure this out on our own, starting with what exactly we're up against. Okay, but do you have to do it at my place? This is the Gridman Alliance's secret base. We're really going with Gridman Alliance? Ew. Yeah, well... You know, I think this might be an alien invasion. Well, we've already had the Campbellians and the Wolgaru. Oh, good! So this is not just its own, like, pocket cannon. This just fits in with the rest of everything else. Nah, trickier than them. Those aliens just came in with what was considered, for them, conventional arms. This is something more... You know, like you'd see in an Ultra show. Aliens. Ah, that's the dude! That's my guy. Sorry, but we're closed right now. Who is this guy? You think he's an alien? I'm Samurai Caliber. What a cool name! What a cool fucking name! Samurai Caliber, holy shit! Samurai... Yup. Totally an alien. Danger's coming. We're here to help. We? My team and I. But first... Hey, what are you doing? You realize that's part of our stock. I'm optimizing it. Gridman can't fight as he is now. You know Gridman? Done. Can you hear me? All three of you. I can hear him. I can hear Gridman's voice! So can I. Hurry. You have a job to do. A job? You can count on us, Gridman! Right. But first we gotta figure out what happened to those missing kids. The soundtrack in this is really good, not gonna lie. Even for just the visual novel scenes. I still can't believe it. Tonkawa died in an accident back in middle school? That's what everyone remembers. Everyone but us. The other girls too, they all have the same story. Why is everyone dead now? We just saw them playing yesterday. Because the kaiju attacked. I can't believe I'll never see them again. Everyone says they've been dead for years now, but I just can't make myself believe it. Yeah. But we can see Gridman now, and those kaiju off in the distance. Why are you so calm about this? Maybe I'm struggling to process it all too, but like, were you even that good friends with Tonkawa? I don't see what that has to do with anything. What's wrong with you? She stormed off. Let me handle it. Handle it? What's he going to do? I don't know. Well, what now, Yuta? Between Gridman, the kaiju, the town, and the dead kids, it's a lot to take in. Excuse me, but can you see those kaiju? Ah, it's the... It's Izuru. Yeah. Yes! Finally, someone we can talk to! One more question. Can you see the warship? Well, kind of, but yes or no, this is an emergency. Who do you people think you are? You can't just walk up and talk to us like that. Who? I mean, we're crewmen on that warship. Earth Federation forces. Federation soldiers? But you're just about our age. They might be aliens, Yuta. Don't fall for their tricks. Aliens? Them? If they can see the kaiju, they're obviously either with Gridman or they're enemy aliens. Enemy aliens? Like Wolguru? Us? Wolguru, the ones from near Jupiter, right? We don't have time for this. Just answer our questions, alright? You may be used to the pace of your... Wait. You may be used to the pace of your sleepy little hamlet, but we're kind of in a hurry. Our town sleepy? I guess he has a point. The world's been hit by everything from the Kikaiju to the Zanskar, but we haven't really seen any of it. So we don't really know how to react to soldiers showing up on our doorstep. Just tell us whatever you can. Explain how your town was destroyed and rebuilt itself overnight, and why everyone acts like they can't see the kaiju or the Dreistriker. Why we can't contact the outside world, and what the hell happened yesterday. Start talking. I don't know where to start. We don't really know anything either. Sippy time. The unpleasant developments continue, Akane. Yeah, but it's not all bad. In what way? I found out our guest is named Gridman. Gridman, hmm? What do we do with the warship? I'm much more interested in this Gridman at the moment. There were 3 kids in class who didn't get their memories reset. Does that have anything to do with it? They surely have some connection to Gridman. Very interesting indeed. Right? I see your latest figure is nearly complete. Yep, I'm pretty proud of it. Yes, excellent. It's a masterpiece. What is it for, may I ask? I'm going to kill off my homeroom teacher. I mean, what kind of person doesn't apologize when they bump into somebody? Dear me, how rude. I know, right? I even made a backup, so it's all yours. Very well. Then... Instant sub reaction! Are you alright? Thank you. I can't have more friends vanish, along with everything fun we've ever done. And only I get to remember. That's too much. Too much for anyone. But that's why we have to fight. I need them to fight if another one comes. Yuta and Gridman are the only ones who can protect my friends. Tell him that yourself. I can't. This is... Here it comes! A kaiju. Another kaiju's coming. How many people are going to die like this? I have to join Gridman and fight. You could always just let those soldiers from the warship deal with it. I think I have to do this. I'm not sure why, but... You know, you weren't like this before. Even if I wasn't, aren't we the Gridman Alliance? Yeah! Good thing I left it unlocked. Rika! I'm with you. Huh? Okay, thanks. Gridman, fight with me! In this world, I am formless energy. I have to combine with you to fight, Yuta. So only I can do this. That's what I have to do. What's this thing? The primal acceptor that connects us. It will be up to you to access Flash. Okay.
Access Flash!
Yes! I kind of wanted to say it, but I'm glad they had that sound clip in there. Ah! Enjoy your dinner. Thank you for swinging by. Your work day's not over yet, teacher. You really should be more invested in the success of your students. Hey, ain't better. You're spraying your blasts all over the place. I wonder if that really got the teacher. Well, not that I really care that much. Status report. All systems still offline. We can't even move, much less enter combat. Where did that unidentified life form come from? Do we just have to sit here as this town is razed before our eyes? Meanwhile, in Hangar 1... Ji-Quan, is everything still offline? The hangar bay hatch won't open. We can't deploy any of our units. But the city's getting destroyed as we speak. Looks like we've got no choice. About what? Wait, you don't mean... We're gonna break the bay doors open from inside. That's our only way out. Captain, the pilots are requesting permission to forcibly break down the hangar bay doors. Granted. Hang on. Sensors are partially restored. We're picking up an unknown energy signature. A giant? Oh man, I remember seeing heroes like that on TV as a kid. I feel so light. Is this the true Gridman? He's moving differently now. And his colors are different too. Utsumi, I can hear you talking. So this is the fully optimized Gridman. Right. Go get him, Yuta! Gridman! Protect our town! Orders, Captain. The giant seems to be preparing to fight the creature. Let's observe the situation for now and collect as much intel as possible. Roger. 2 enemies. I think Gridman can handle this now. Come on. I won't let anyone else die. Alright. Oh, yeah. Can't do anything. Alright. Alright, start battle, sure. Let's see what he does. I won't let anyone else die, so I'll do what I have to do. What only I can do! Oh, that's not good. Yes! Ike Gridman! That was rad. Do I have other actions? Can I? No, just those two. Okay. Dodge it? Ah, okay. Alright. Let's go! Okay, alright, alright. Still can't do anything, can't move, can't do nothing. Just hang out here. Unless I can move Gridman there? Let's see. Action, let's evade. Start battle. Yes!
こっちがヒヤヒヤするぜ。
見てるだけじゃん。
Alright, can't do nothing there, but if I move here? Stand by, I guess end phase? Okay. We'll get him, we'll take him down. Seen enough of this. Vomit fireballs. Dodge that shit!
ヒヤヒヤするぜ。
見てるだけじゃん。
Go! Kick him! Kick him hard!
このシリーズなら怪獣に弱点とかあるのにな。
は？何の話？
Flying kick! Yo, what? He gets extra animations if he finishes it off? No way! Oh, this is too good. This is too good. Oh! Okay, okay, hang on. Let me... What's this man's stats? I gotta see this. I gotta know. Okay. There's something special here, there has to be. Hyper Agent. After achieving map score of 5 or higher, plus 10% damage dealt, plus 5% crit rate, 100 armor, weapons consume less energy, potential 5, okay. Negates. Alright, okay. No power parts, no active ability, but that's fine. Because we're gonna grid beam this dude to death, and it's gonna be great!
怪獣の相手はハイパーエージェントである私が務めよう。敵の動きを止めた。
いっけグリッドマン。
Oh god, it's so good! Hell yeah! Gridman comes through again! And now I know what you're capable of. Let's try this. There's more of them. You can do it! Wipe them out! Yeah! Gritto Beam! Wait, what? The beam didn't work. My beam proofing is flawless. Destroy him. Rip Gridman apart. Ah! He's not going to make it. Don't those ones have a weakness too? I can't tell. There has to be something. There isn't. What the hell? You're a friend of Gridman. Go help him. That I can do.
アクセスコードグリッドマンキャリバ
This isn't good. Use me, Gridman! Alright. Electrifying Great Sword. Gridman Caliber! Oh, come on! He's got weapons now? He does, and they're awesome. I love them. Fine. I'll just throw everything I've got at you. More kaiju incoming! Captain, the Drystrigger systems are back online! Scramble the squadron while we have the chance! Hell yes. Huckbean, Ikaruga, Rhinos, Red 5. Oh, it's gonna be so good! Gao Gaigo, Narrative Gundam, V-Dash Gundam Hexa. I got 3 more slots. Who are we taking? Gun Blaster. God. Blue 1. And... that one's beam proof. That doesn't count for the rest of these. Gold 4. Let's go. What took those Federation soldiers so long? We could have used them a while ago. I don't think now's really the time to complain. Oh wow. I'm fighting with a real-life superhero! I wonder if that guy's Gridman. Gridman? What's that? Something we heard about while scouting the town. We don't know what we're up against, but we're in it now. Let's back up that giant. Mr. Giant over there hold out all by himself. Let's not let him show us up. So, Ernie, is that giant making you go all sparkly-eyed too? I'm not really an Ultra guy. Why are Ernie and I the same fucking person? Jesus. A what guy? Don't worry about it. Everyone's helping me. Let's cut them down, Gridman. Okay, here we go. Oh, but he is out of actions, so we will... move an Ernie in and go hard. There's a certain artistry to their construction, but it's not to my tastes. Still, there is a certain impact to a robot battling it out with a monster. I'll give it my all!
僕はかつて似たような怪獣を見たことがある気がする。手加減なしです。
Get him, Ernie. That's my boy dodging attacks.
イカルガに傷はつけさせません。
Okay. Ooh. I think I can get him with the Leap Slasher from here. Yes. We've got one job, and we'll do it whether it's the Wolgaroo, mobile suits, or some rubbery critters. And that job is to take out enemies with prejudice.
まさか怪獣と戦う日が来るとはな。ビッグスラッシャー。八つ咲きにしてやれ。
Go for it. Get him! Take him down! Yeah, that's what we like to see! It's this creepy clarity I'm feeling. I don't know. Maybe you're a new type. Who knows? Let's actually send someone over. I don't know if he'll be able to hit. No. I'll put him on standby though. Should actually... Oh, no, okay. I don't want to split up too much, but I've got a lot of ground to have to cover. Oh my god, it's a lot of guys. Okay. Oh, and I'm getting bogged down because of the terrain. Okay. Guy go here, and we'll send you over here. Alright. I guess we'll move up. Stand by. Alright, that's everybody. End phase. Oh, we're gonna hit him with a broken phantom. Ga 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 ga. Is this one of Bayonet's new living weapons? It doesn't... We can figure it out later. Right now, we have to protect this town. Ah, Deva Dadan. Oof. That's not a bad hit. That's actually pretty light.
悪意でなくても平和が脅かされるならファントムリング
Let's go. It's good. God, it's so good. Oh, the music. All right. 0% chance to hit. Let's do it. Enjoy missing all of your attacks, sucker. Alright, let's speed this up. I just want to see him cut stuff, I'm sorry. Huck Bean. Can I counter with... I got the Photon Rifle. I feel safe. I don't think I've shown that off yet. Not that it's, like, super amazing or anything. It's, like, Kukyu, but, you know. Listen, I know, this sucks for both of us. And 43% chance to hit. What's a good... Yeah, we'll do the missile launcher. That's fine. Training definitely didn't include fighting creatures like this. But I'm a soldier. I'll protect all those civilians. I mean, I feel like if you have a giant robot, slaying kaiju's not... Actually, no. I'm remembering that Pacific Rim is a thing, so it's probably a little bit harder than you'd think it would be. Let's save the Graviton Rifle. But he won't do the damage if you shoot him down. Okay. Leap Slasher. I'm just gonna skip it. Just blow him up. Thank you. Give me my XPs. Oh, yes. Even the Dreistrager isn't designed to fight an enemy like this. But if they're threatening civilians, it's our duty to fight. And we'll bring everything the Dreistrager has to bear on them. That'll probably hit. Dreistrager can't dodge for nothing. But it's fat. It's got a big booty. It can take it. Alright, that's another one down. Yeah, it's fine. Dodging.
怪獣相手とはマジでヒーローっぽいな。大砲騎兵隊到着。
I love these dudes. They're great.
もらった
直樹ちゃん見てる？
本当のヒーローってのを教えてやるぜ。
Oh, that was a good hit.
まあざっとこん
And
な
that's how it's done.
当然の結果だな。
Oh, from above. But is that's a really low chance to hit. Can I take him down if I do this? No, but it'd do a ton of damage. So. It was a 4% chance. It can't be that close.
あなたたちから学びます。出力を限界まで上げます。逃がしません。
I love how Instagram says, I was never knowledgeable about tokusatsu. Like, homie. Okay, maybe we're not the same person. Whatever, he likes giant robots enough, it's fine. Okay. He is pretty hurtin'. Grid caliber end? And it's a shoot down! With support from Gao Geigo! Let's do it. Let's go. Now that the Federation's arrived, maybe Gridman and I don't have to fight. No, I doubt that. I'm sure I have a job that only I can do.
この怪獣ビームが効かないか。
グリッドマンを助けて、キャリバーさん。
わかったアクセスコードグリッドマンキャリバー
This is so cool!
俺を使えグリッドマン
グリッド
キャリバーエンド
Oh, it's so good! It's so good! Oh my gosh, that's great. I'm sorry. SSSS Gridman is such a good show. Please watch SSSS Gridman. What's with the sword? That's cheating. And the Federation warship too. Who let them in here to mess everything up? Thank you, Caliber. We couldn't have done it without you. There are others. Huh? They should be here soon. Oh my gosh. God, I wish I could just use him forever. Gridman's so good. Okay. Do the sword counter. Gridman, a real live hero. Izuru, focus! We're in combat! So that's the kind of hero Izuru wanted to be. A lost cause if there ever was one. Yeah, he'll never measure up. Literally. It's not that! Let's just get out there. Get out there and fight by Gridman's side.
時間はかけられない。それがヒーローの鉄則だ。今がチャンスだ。
Get him!
ここからだ。終わりだ。
It does feel really weird watching a giant, like, robot fight like an Ultraman type kaiju. Like, I feel like I'm seeing something that I shouldn't be seeing, you know? Let's... Yeah, Let's kill this guy. I don't want to skip the animation, but we'll skip it and get the morale boost. Who needs it? Stats? Level 7. Level 9. You're pretty high up there. You're like level 13. Wait. 11. Yeah, you need it. Do over information this guy. And get the shoot down. Level up! Nice! We'll do the overhang cannon. Get some stand up to the victory going.
私だってやってみせる。食らいなさい。
Alright. I just like that animation. Move shoulder impact. No, I don't want to move you here. I want to move you here. Do the assault blade. Wow, that didn't get the... Okay. Get the heavy impact particle cannons. And then there's this squad over here. I think can get the Shrike Team Assault. Yeah.
これが主力隊だよ。数の上ではこちらが有利だ。突っ込みな、ケイト。
Yeah, get him! Get that kick!
もらった。
主力隊、行け！ どこかで集中できてない。
Oh, took damage, but she's got a shield. It's okay. Hello? Okay, I was like, what the hell? Where did my cursor go? Wow, really? Okay. Incoms? Yes, go.
華奢な機体と言われたってミサイルもこれだ
Yeah, it will.
行けそこだ
Getting the shoot down. Do I want to waste the map attack? Nah. Do the damage, and then... Oh, nope, I got one more. We'll cheese this. Beam sword. Ugh.
まさか怪獣と戦う日が来るとはな覚悟はいいなもらった
everybody? Yes, okay. Okay. We'll skip it. We'll get the... yeah. But this battle has gone on for long enough. Oh, but we do get to watch this. There's confidence. And then there's Suguru. Suruga. It's still a rad unit, I don't care. Yeah, start battle. Oh crap. I meant to pick an actual, like, attack or something to counter. Alright, it's fine. That's fine. Like, that can't attack and move at the same time. And... oh, that's got spread. Have I seen this yet? I haven't. That's dope. That's really cool. And it missed her. Oh, thank God it missed Ernie. Holy shit. Okay. Who needs... XP is level 9. 12. And you're level 11. Yeah. Take the easy kill. Yes, good. Like, the one time that animation actually, you know, makes sense. Like, you don't get that, like, open, like, cut shadows animation and then your target gets to live. That's not how that works. Beam smart gun. Alright, V-Dash Gundam Hexagon. I think it's the last one? Last one. I guess we'll let Gridman do the honors. Yeah, screw it. Grid Caliber end. This is still so cool. So good. I love everything about this. It's over. The giant vanished! What in the world was all that? Whatever it was, we should be able to get the Dreistriger out of this area now, right? Captain? We can't just ignore all the strange things we've just been through. And I suspect that giant's at the center of all of it. So, we need more intel on him. After we obtain that, we'll depart. I did what I had to. What only I could do. Me and Gridman. Yuta. But the town and all those people. Are their memories just going to be wiped again? Thank you. Huh? Yuta. I was able to fight because of you. But I don't think I was able to protect everyone. But you made sure that even more people didn't die. Just do what you can. What I can. Excuse me. Oh, hello, sorry, but we're closed right now. Aha! The giant! I knew he was wrapped up in all this! Wait, you can see Gridman? Ah, so Gridman's the name of the giant. Commander Mitsuba, this was the place. You guys. Did you bring her here? Our job as Federation soldiers is protecting civilians. We made the judgment that we needed you to carry out our mission, so we tracked you to your base. I'm sorry, you're... what? They say they're from that warship. I'm Commander Mitsuba Grey Valley of the Earth Federation Forces and Captain of the Dreistriger. If you're here to meet us, then you probably want our help investigating what's going on around here, am I right? Partly, yes. But I'd also like to invite the giant, to invite Gridman to join our unit. What? Meanwhile, in Akane's room, she's having a fit. This makes me so mad! Gridman was bad enough, but the Federation's even worse. According to my investigation, the crew of that warship have asked your 3 friends for help. Help? They're going to take the 3 of them out of town? There's no way they can pull that off. Perhaps, perhaps not. They were able to get into town, yes? But this may work in our favor. If those 3 are related to Gridman's appearance, we may be better off with them out of the picture. After all, they wouldn't be able to bother you if they weren't here, yes, Akane? But someone else might make their way in. Then... if they break into your world, it's only fair that you break into theirs. Is that possible? If we work together, it will be possible within certain limits. Well, Akane, you can hide out in paradise away from the invaders' prying eyes, or you can make your move to defend it. I'd say that's an easy choice. Hey, Yuta! Utsumi! So your parents said yes? It wasn't easy, but I got them to sign off on interning for the military and taking my schoolwork to go. I really wasn't sure if they'd buy that I wanted to do a work study with the Fed government. Well, I'm glad you made it. I'd hate to be doing this all alone. What, after a speech like that? Or was that just to impress that cute captain? It wasn't, honest. I really feel like if we're going to keep getting kaiju attacks, it'd be better to work with the Federation. And I kept thinking about those words. Do what you can. So really, thanks for coming with me, Utsumi. Don't mention it. It's not the Gridman Alliance without all 3 of us. Does that mean... yeah, I'm coming with. Rika. I knew it. You feel pride and a sacred duty in following the path of the Gridman Alliance. What? Ew, not a chance. Then... we're selling the computer to the Federation, right? I'm the after-sale service policy. Thank you, Rika. Sure. At least they bought it. Bought what? That I met Gridman, a hero from another world, through that computer, and that I'm his liaison. I still feel like it would have been faster to just tell them I combine with Gridman. Are you kidding me? The Ultras always work covertly with the SDF and their secret human identity. You can stop bringing up Ultra for everything already. Yeah, the captain didn't seem like a fan either. Well, it was more like she had no idea what you were talking about. Everyone knows what Ultra is! Even if she's a big shot soldier, how was I supposed to guess she wouldn't? Let's get moving. Caliber said he'd meet us with everyone else. Rika. Akane. You're going off on a work study, right? I came to see you off. I feel like we haven't talked like this in forever. Haven't we? Considering how close our houses are and how we always took the same bus to school, we've kind of drifted apart. Well, you're always with Hibiki now, aren't you? Huh? I don't think so. No more than usual. Oh well. Good luck and have fun, Rika. Thanks for coming to say goodbye, Akane. You take care too, Hibiki. It's me. I'll do my very best, ma'am! Stay safe, Shinjo. I'll be going now, Akane. See you, Rika. Probably sooner than you think. We went in and out the same way, enveloped in mist and just finding ourselves on the other side. We've notified Commodore Fikes about Tsutsujidai. A recon team should be on its way. So it wasn't Command who sent us the coordinates. I'll let the Commodore worry about operational security. We have business in Japan. Rakkai Lamon sensors. Glad to see you safe and sound, Commander Mitsuba. Safe somehow, Captain Bright. It's been 3 days since the Dreistrager vanished. What happened? It's a long story, and we're a little fuzzy on the details ourselves, to be honest. And so, the Gridman Alliance has joined your crew, and Caliber came too. Welcome to the Dry Cruise. We're glad to have you on board. Thanks, Izuru. Glad's always where it stops with Izuru. We, on the other hand, have loads of questions. Spill the beans. What is Gridman? That's, basically, there was this old computer in the Aya junk shop. Well, we call it junk. One day, a message came through this computer from Gridman, a hyper agent from another world. And when we found it, we formed the Gridman Alliance to help him fight. Another world. That story was awful. So sue me! I didn't exactly have time to prepare remarks. If he's from another world, it'd explain why we couldn't figure out how he worked. They're taking this surprisingly well. Well, this isn't public information, but there's a hole to another world out in Oceania, and invaders are attacking through it. So in short, it's not the wildest thing we've heard. Wait, you're saying Gridman's just like them? He's nothing like them. Gridman is a hero. He fights for justice. Yeah, Gridman's good. A hole to another world. The world's going crazy right under our noses. So what is Gridman's world like? What are his goals? Why does he fight? He hasn't told us a lot about that, to be honest. Anyway, we've reconstructed the computer here, we've used to contact Gridman in here. This is junk. It's like a terminal that connects us with Gridman. If combat breaks out, we'll use the terminal to ask Gridman to mobilize, and we'll support him from here. Gridman, the righteous giant, a true hero in the flesh. Is all this really okay? Sure. I mean, you're working with Gridman because you believe in him, right? Yeah. Despite all the trouble, it's good that we have more help. I do have to ask about him, though. Oh, ask about him, though. Oh, Caliber is our IT, so to speak. He keeps junk running smoothly. Domo. Hello. An IT worker who carries swords? He's really into, cosplay. Seriously, at his age? Don't be rude, Tamaki. The Gridman Alliance will be part of our team from now on. A team? I'm still not sure what it is I have to do, but I think I'll figure it out if I stay and fight with the Dry Cruise. Mitsumi and Rika set as supporters! Ah! Power Part Special Dog. Nice. Yeah, of course Gridman's the MVP. Why wouldn't he be? The roots of deep memories are tingling my brain matter. Was Gridman live action? He was! So, I mentioned it before, but it's worth reiterating since you asked. Gridman was a early 90s live-action TV show produced by Subaraya Productions, or Supro, the people that make Godzilla and Ultraman. It was adapted for the United States and became the show we know as Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It got an anime sequel called SSSS Gridman a couple years ago. The SSSS standing for Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It is very good, and I thoroughly recommend it because the combat's great. It's got a pretty good story to it, and okay, no more onboard missions. Yeah, it's awesome. The characters are good. It's by Studio Trigger, if that sells it, because Studio Trigger is amazing. I will actually probably post links in the Discord after this. Oh, I have more missions opening up. Oh, Combattler V. Oh, Combattler V! Alright. These will have to wait. I remember the whole kids around a computer talking to Big Boy who zaps through phone poles. Yes. All of the fights in, well, in SS... In the original Gridman series, excuse me, they take place inside the computer. The bad guy sends, like, their computer viruses, and it's up to Gridman to stop them. In SSSS Gridman, the fights take place outside of the computer in a city that mysteriously every night after a kaiju battle resets, and you know, like nothing had ever happened. I continued to think about it for years. I had pretty much forgotten the name beneath Power Rangers and Beetleborgs. It's one of those shows that kind of came out in that weird, like, interim period. I think it was around, I think just before Power Rangers got really big, or like... I don't think it was at the same time. I don't think. I'd have to look it up. No, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was pretty good. It was like the evil villain Kilo Khan and his like computer viruses, and like the bad guy kid was like some hacker dude in like his parents' room or whatever. All right, I got stuff to do for next time or later. Look at my units. Upgrades. Skill program. There he is. There's the man. There's the boy. We want... Fighter Spirit? Do I have enough? Yeah. I want 3 of these, thank you. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I bought a bunch of those for nothing. That's fine. Gosh. Okay. Well, I'm going to come back to here. I'm also going to save my game while I'm thinking about it before I go quitting anything. Yes, overwrite. Thank you. Uh-huh. Okay. So, I'm gonna call it here, because if I start another battle, we're gonna be here for another, like, 2 hours of, dialogue and, fighting giant robots, which is great, but also, I'm very tired. So, let me take a look. I think I know who I'm gonna raid. I just need to see if he is still doing a thing, and he might be. Yes, he is. Okay. Missions are a commitment. You gotta commit to a fight. You really do. And I don't want to have to like stop in the middle of it and, you know, save my game or suspend or whatever. So there's that. But we did some Ultra related stuff tonight, so I'm gonna send you guys to the biggest Ultra fan I know. We're gonna go drop in on Linium, who is currently doing a drinky stream and watching Japanese commercials, which are my favorite. So I'm gonna send you guys to the Cotton Candy Alien Boy. As far as the rest of this week goes, tomorrow night is my collab with Hanovi. I think we're doing both. Silexa, you're not a mod here. Cut that out. Quit it. And it's RM. We're playing Halo 2 tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific, his time. I'll be streaming it, and he will be as well, I'm pretty sure. So, by all means, come on, check that out. And then I'll figure out something on Saturday. That's still up in the air. But I'm running out of time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and listening to me tiredly babble and read a bunch of text and then geek out because Gridman's fucking awesome. I'm gonna send you to Linium. Stay hydrated. If you haven't yet, go get you a snack, and I will hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow night. Please take care. Lots of love.